Hello, how are you doing today? I hope you're having an amazing day and welcome back to another video. Here I have the new gimbal from the brand Zhiyun. It is the Smooth 5S AI, which is kind of an upgraded version of their most popular smartphone gimbal. They sent me this to test it out, and in this video, I want to talk about the features that you will get with this device. The new Smooth 5 is a 3-axis gimbal that can hold your smartphone in a horizontal or vertical position. It has a weight of 560 grams or 610 grams if you're using the tripod that comes inside the box. It looks like the build quality has been improved. It doesn't have that plastic feel that you get with other gimbals. On the handle, it has a huge silicone grip that feels good when you're using it, and now it has these semi-translucent covers on the main panel, the motors, and on the arms. It's a small detail, but it looks really nice. The new Smooth 5 has a classic design and it has a more professional look. It can support heavy smartphones up to 300 grams, and having a traditional design allows this gimbal to have a high range of movement that you will not find on smaller devices like the DJI OM6 or the Insta360 Flow, which have a very limited range of motion. The Smooth 5 can tilt all the way up and down, and panning can be done beyond 360 degrees. I am a bit afraid to say that it has unlimited rotation, but that's actually what it looks like. This is useful for creative shots using vortex mode, for example, where your smartphone can spin around without limits and not ever having the arms get in the way. And it's also good not having to worry about panning limitations, which do happen with smaller gimbals. When it comes to stabilization, the strong motors inside the gimbal will help to make your videos look smoother. And just like the previous generations, I had no problems getting the videos that I wanted, where I had the horizon straight most of the time and I had no weird movements when I was making my shots. I also like that changing the gimbal modes can be done quickly using a button instead of having to change them inside the settings. There is a small display that indicates the current mode that you're using, but it is not so visible if you're trying to read it outdoors with plenty of light. In the past, I've said many times that tracking is not the strongest feature that Zhiyun have for their gimbals. But the good news is that now they have this AI tracking module that you can attach on the gimbal facing forward or backwards. Hohem has been implementing this tech on their gimbals for quite some time, so I am not going to act surprised as if this was something new on the market. This AI sensor will let you track a person and it doesn't care about the brand or type of phone that you have. And this is because you don't need to connect the gimbal with the device that you want to use with the app or any cables. And this is perfect if you want to use your native camera app or other ones like Instagram or Facebook. And I even use this tracking system when I was doing a video call using WhatsApp. And that was quite useful and fun as the other person thought that I had someone moving the camera around. The sensor has to be activated by doing this gesture. A green light will confirm that it's tracking you, and to make it stop, you just have to show your hand like this. You can also start recording by doing the V sign, and to stop recording, it's the same gesture. But I don't know why, trying to make it stop was not so responsive and sometimes it took a few tries. You can use this to track yourself or track someone who is not using the gimbal as long as they do the gesture. The tracking itself is very good, it's quite sticky, and if for any reason the sensor stops seeing you, it will try to reacquire you. But you can't use it to track objects, and if that's what you need, you can still use the tracking feature that you get inside the app. I am very happy that Zhiyun decided to use this on the Smooth 5, and I get the feeling that they will continue to use this on future gimbals, or that's what I'm hoping for. I do have bad news about it though. The tracking sensor is not going to work on previous generations of the Smooth 5. This gimbal has a built-in field light in the back which has a heat dissipation system. The light is dimmable using this control dial. It's not bicolor, but it is bright enough, and if you don't feel that way, the new Smooth 5 still supports this light module at the top or at the bottom of the clamp, so you can mix and match with the tracking sensor or use double field lights if you need more brightness. Okay, this is using one light. Now I want to say that this is super bright. This is really, really bright. It's like the Smooth 5 has this big wheel that can be used to zoom in or zoom out, and pressing the small button in the middle will let you use the wheel to focus manually. And this is a great feature that it has, but there is a big problem with this. There are two apps that you can use with this gimbal. One is the Cami app, which is supposed to be the basic one that most beginners are going to use. And the other one is this one called Instacam, which is meant to be used by more advanced users. The problem is that Zhiyun chose to disable the manual focus on the basic app. It was working just fine when the Smooth 5 came out a few years ago, and I don't understand why we can't have this amazing feature on both apps. And some of the buttons have the same issue. They're not going to work if you're using the basic app. Now, the Pro app doesn't have the popular options like time lapses, panorama shots, slow motion, or tracking inside the app. I'm not talking about the sensor, that is completely different. But the Pro app is really good for videos with easy access to the camera settings, a histogram, and even an audio meter. I was even surprised that Android users can also select manual settings, which cannot be done with the basic app. But if you want to use more advanced features inside this app, you will eventually have to pay for a Prime membership with them. And I don't know how you feel about that. The new Smooth 5 has a big battery that will last for about 26 hours. And using the field light or the tracking sensor is going to decrease that time. There is a USB-C port all the way up here that will let you charge your smartphone using a cable, but be aware and please do not use this port to charge the gimbal itself. If you're going to use this gimbal with an iPhone, for video mode you will be able to shoot at 24, 25, 30 or 60 frames per second. And there is also an option to select manual mode to change the ISO and the shutter speed. If you have an Android device, the new Smooth 5 will not support 60 frames per second, and there is no manual mode using the basic app. There is no slow motion, and the selfie camera only supports a resolution of 1080p. You have to keep in mind that this is not a gimbal that will fit inside your pocket. It's not super lightweight and it doesn't have an extension rod that seems to be very popular lately. But the Zhiyun Smooth 5S AI, besides having a complicated name, is a great gimbal if you're looking for something that feels more professional. With this device, you will not have to worry too much about the payload or if you have external lenses or a bigger case. The range of motion is a big plus along with great stabilization. And now with the new tracking sensor, it feels like Zhiyun wants to stay in the competition against DJI, Hohem, and other brands. There are 3 different options if you want to buy this gimbal. Just be aware that the standard version does not have the tracking sensor, and the links to this product are going to be down below if you want to check them out. I hope you're having an amazing day. Please take care and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.